have seen multiple people everywhere who are considered to be in the 1% every day. And the one thing that they've all mastered is the uncommon decision to always be uncomfortable. Let me explain. Further down the drain. Learn how to lose, or that's why my life is terrible. Fear. The fear is persistent when being in discomfort because you don't know what will come next. And if you don't know what will come next, you start to doubt yourself because you want to see where you're going to end up, to see if it's even worth trying. Discomfort needs to be put in place and needs to be paved by you only, because no one else has this much control of your own life than you do. Meaning that you are responsible for making yourself uncomfortable even if it scares you. Discomfort is a type of change, and like every human, we don't like change because you start to feel safe, but soon you start to get in the perfect position to change. Meaning that the pain from staying the same starts to hurt you, because we are meant to evolve constantly, not stay stagnant. The pain of staying in the same position year after year has to scare you out of continuing to be the same and to actually start changing. Once we get out of that position, we start to experience the fear of actually trying something new because A, you're afraid of failure, and B, you've never done it for yourself. Now, fear is our natural danger receptor, and it's activated when we somehow sense danger from somewhere and we become so terrified, because that means our safety is at risk of being compromised and we are left unprotected. So the fear of failure is essentially when we sense danger from not being the best at everything and finally learning to lose. If you don't learn how to lose or even fail one time, you won't be able to win properly because you are so used to it. Now, the fear of failure comes in many different intensities every single day. And as humans, we feel we're not ready to experience the unstableness of failure, because once something becomes unstable, we become unstable. Failure is meant to make you feel lost because it's the exact same place that someone else decided to stop because they didn't think it was worth the risk anymore. They lost the spark because things were not going their way or as planned. But if you win when things aren't going as planned, it shows yourself overcoming your own ego. Fear is the ego telling us that there's no way we can do that because we haven't done it before, but other people have. Other people have gone through this exact process to be where they are right now. The ego is essentially fighting yourself because it wants you to stay behind, but then is confused as to why you're not successful. Now you cannot fully get rid of the fear and ego due to the mindset being, I have to keep pushing myself further and further off the cliff until I actually jump. Meaning your ego keeps making excuses to why you can't do it, even when you're successful, because there's always that risk of uncertainty. Reliable consistency is having the determination to work for the things that you want because you know that they are not going to be handed right to you. And you know that it's not going to be an overnight process, but as you keep getting at least 1% better each day, by the end of the year, you will start to see the success pile in. Consistency transforms good to great because you have the will to replicate a process over and over again and still be focused on future pleasure. If you are focused on present pleasure, you will take actions that get you that pleasure, like staying in bed, sporadically working out, or eating that chocolate bar and not willing to give it up for the body you want or the lifestyle you want. Today's distractions are tomorrow's sickness that affects your ability to gain success. To be consistent is to be reliable to yourself. Being reliable to yourself means that you can trust yourself to do the action even when you don't feel like it. We don't always have the motivation to get out of bed, to go to the gym, or to eat healthy, but those days tell us how bad do we actually want it. You cannot stay wanting something, you have to become obsessed, because everyone wants it. But no one is obsessed and no one wants it as bad as they want air. And that's why they don't succeed. They don't have a drive compelling them to keep going and to gain reliable consistency. Now, if you start doing this, you start showing up for yourself, and you might change the intensity of what you do every single day, but you still showed up, meaning that you love yourself so much that you are willing to change for the future you. Now, being reliable is not a chore, but a declaration to yourself that you know what you need in order to get done so you can have your desired lifestyle. Reliability is the foundation to your own life because you cannot expect people to come in and take control of your life because you don't know how to do it. You have to get it together for yourself because no one is going to save you the way that you want them to. They have a life too that they consciously make decisions. They cannot babysit you as a side hustle because they do not have the time. Someone from the finish line will not run back to the starting line for you because in their life, you are not that important to risk their success just to help you. Once you realize this and that you're not the center of other people's universes but your own, you start to help yourself so you can get to the finish line. Now that finish line starts to become your new starting line. Now your motive and your end goal. You have to know your motive in order to actually get started. And once you start becoming consistent, then that end goal or motive fades away, which is a good thing. That first-hand motivation to get you started is the hardest part in becoming the 1% because there are so many excuses that you can use to get out of it. If you have that solid why at the beginning when you start something new, starting will ultimately become easier. The downside of having a motive or end goal, it makes it harder to get up and actually do the action because we are working towards something, so everything else blurs around us and we just focus on that one thing. But when that stops, you're free, which is where the idea of your motive fading comes from. You had that phrase of motivation to get you started and to get you pumped up, but throughout the journey, the phrase will become less clearer the further you go down that path. Once the why or the reason goes away, you will realize that you're doing this even without an excuse. Now that you're actually doing it as a habit and as part of your lifestyle, or even out of your own will because you want to do it. You don't look at the future pleasure, but you focus on the now and the pleasure you are getting now from that process. We're learning to enjoy the process. And applying this to every area of your life, you will realize working out, reading, going to work, or doing whatever it is that you do, you actually start to focus on the system now and how to make it even more easier for you to do. A good motive to start is crucial due to the first days being the hardest, and you need some sort of motivation to fuel you through those hard days. Components of a motive include 1. Who are you doing it for? Are you doing this for yourself? Which should always be the case because no one else is more important than you in your own life. Or are you doing this for someone else? Because most of the time, we actually do it for others because we crave their validation and we want to be accepted by them because they have already made us feel like we're not enough. We start doing something different just for them. But who are they? They are just people in your universe. You can take them out because this is your reality and life. You control where your energy is being placed and where it's going and who receives it. If you are doing it for yourself and you don't do it because you're afraid of their judgment, friendly reminder that you can remove the person. It will never be your fault that they couldn't handle you getting success because they can't even get it for themselves. And it will never be your fault if they leave you because now they think that you're inaccessible anymore. If they leave, they are the issue. They are not the solution. And 2, why are you doing it in the first place? Because 99% of the world does not change because they ask, why would I leave something that's comfortable and safe? Why would I risk it? Now, the 1% of the world changes because the tiredness and the agony that they experience from staying the same over a course of years starts to hurt so much that they are willing to compromise their safe environment to something even greater. To the 1%, staying the same is exhausting because you don't grow or learn anything. After college, you're expected to look after yourself, pay bills, or even make money. The learning part stops because there is no school or college. The curiosity loop that you once had goes further down the drain because now you have more important things to worry about. You still learn, like how to manage money, how to make food, how to manage your finances, etc. But actively learning about subjects that you like or even don't like or are interested in or just for fun stops. So you essentially stay at the same level of learning where you were when you got out of college, high school, or even middle school because you were too stubborn to change. It is okay to look at yourself and say, I don't have a motive for life, and that's why my life is terrible and not the way I want it. The whole purpose of a motive is to reflect what is wrong and how do I fix it so I become happy with my life. A good end goal is also crucial to start due to having a reward at the end of all of your hard work. Dopamine system likes that chase of a potential prize. Make the end goal seem so appealing that you will do anything just to gain that future pleasure. We are not letting distractions along the way stop us from our goal. We do not let anything outside of our focus get to us or even inside get to us, meaning we don't allow people, experiences, or failure to get to us, and not allowing our ego, self-esteem, or even mind to get to us because you are building the standard. The standard at which is the minimum and which is the maximum. If the standard is that you stop being consistent after one minor distraction, you are going to keep lowering your standard because you don't trust yourself to reach the high standard. So you're making it easier for you. But realize that there is no easy way or route to success. You need to take the long, painful road of discipline. If you take a shortcut, you are going to get a shortcut of your desired reward. The motive is meant for you to build the standard of all in. What does it all in mean to you? What is it going to look like? How are you going to show that you're all in every single day? Because someone else there wants what you want, but they're working harder and they have a solid plan. Don't let anyone outwork you or your capabilities, because once you push yourself to the edge of the cliff, you're going to keep pushing until you successfully jump to get to the other side. And that other side is success. Now, losing both, again, during the journey does not matter. Why you keep doing it matters. And soon, your motive will turn into your action, which turns into consistency, which then turns into a habit, which next turns into a lifestyle, which finally becomes you. Being uncomfortable is supposed to transform you into the 1%. I am so grateful for the community I have built in such a short time, and I enjoy doing these podcast episodes myself. If you are looking for a video on how to be alone but not lonely, check out The Hidden Art of Being Alone on the podcast. This is your host of the Blueprint to Success podcast, signing off.